Would my life be better if I were thinner?
Normally I'd say yes, because you could run faster and you fit into seats and whatnot, but I suppose it depends on what you do for a living and such. Top of my head, I can only think of 2 occupations that necessarily benefit from being fat. Sumo wrestler and fat advocate. Are you a sumo wrestler?
No.
No. You're a professional fat advocate, aren't you, Jess? If you were skinny, you'd have a different job, and probably a less lucrative one. You'd have probably figured something out, but you wouldn't have found your winning niche. But you're rather an unusual case, Jess. Just like me. When asking the question, would my life be better if I was sober? I'm probably one of the few people who could most assuredly say no. I'm a professional drunk. I pretty much owe my lifestyle, and indeed, to some degree, my creative equilibrium, to my intoxication. And, in all honesty, Jess, if I can say drugs and alcohol make my life better, not worse, then I may indeed be in no position to say cheeseburgers have made your life worse. Maybe cheeseburgers are what give you your special powers. But again, we are unusual economic specimens, you and I. Barely 1 in 100 people can say their livelihood relies on narcotics. And, yes, barely 1 in a million can honestly say they rely on their own subcutaneous fat reserves. And most of them are Eskimos. So, despite my success with the demon drink, it would be highly irresponsible of me to recommend alcoholism to anyone else. If my liver swells up to the size of a moderately expensive Winnebago, I'm hardly going to sit there and tell people it's a perfectly healthy lifestyle choice, even if it is what earned me my place in the freak show. Do you see where I'm going here? My liver, your... yeah, everything. Yes, the lot. The kit and the caboodle and all of the Monty.
But it would be better if I wasn't treated so poorly, because I'm not.
That was a sentence. It's very ambiguously worded, but I get what you mean. I think I get what you mean. No, I'm not worse off because of obesity. I'm worse off because of the consequences of obesity. Now, have you spotted the mistake there? That, alas, consequences are indeed a feature of this format we call life. We live in a universe that happens to have the cause and effect upgrade. Or perhaps it hasn't occurred to you that being poorly treated is a natural consequence of being drunk. I mean fat. By the way, there is a genetic component to alcoholism. It's like 10% of people who are biologically susceptible to addiction in that way. Same goes with monkeys and elephants when they eat fermented fruit. Like 10% of them go off the rails and whatnot. So don't be telling me obesity is something that you can't help or something that you were raised with. All that shit can apply to alcohol just as much and more. Or indeed any addiction. I'm talking about the ones that show up most conspicuously. And I'm not even saying I'm an addict, Jess, or even that you are. I'm saying neither of us is a victim. Neither of these conditions ensues without voluntary indulgence. If you voluntarily indulge in something you know is unhealthy, then the buck has to stop with you when it comes to the casual discrimination you receive based on the nature of your unhealthy behavior. When it's objectively unhealthy, you can expect some mockery, or maybe even some stern judgment. but when the consequences are a result of your own choices, I'm afraid you simply have to deal with it. I'm unlikely to get a job as a school bus driver or an air traffic controller, and you're unlikely to get a job as a... Well, shit. I guess your answer here would be error non-applicable, right?
I remember when I was 10, I wanted to be a singer, and...
Wow, that was a terrible cut. I wonder what she really said.
I wanted to be a singer, and I remember a family member telling me, sorry, kid, you know, it's not going to happen for you.
Is it because you were shit? You were a child, you probably were shit. That's what they told Kurt Cobain. Never mind one relative, fucking everyone told Kurt Cobain he was shit. Except a bassist and a drummer. The rest was history. I mean, does your story actually have anything to do with being fat? Because all I heard there was someone, at some point in your novicehood, told you you'd never make it. Welcome to Rock and Roll Tribulations 101, kiddo. Get on with it. Not being funny, mate, but Grammy nominated means didn't even win a Grammy. Don't put that on your resume, friend. It's not a badge of honour. It's not even a badge of I beat cancer. It's a badge of cancer didn't want me. Fierce body advocate. I'm gonna assume the fierce applies to the advocate rather than the body. In any case, it's still one superfluously subjective adjective followed by two elementarily banal nouns. I mean, is there anyone out there who isn't a body advocate? Is there any body who doesn't advocate for people having bodies? Unless you're in some transhuman singularitarian shit, you are by default a body advocate. It's kind of a stupid question. It's like, is there any citizen out there who doesn't advocate for having rights? Oh, shit! What? I'm not a body advocate. I don't care if people have bodies or not. No, yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah, you do care about that. When you check your fucking head for once, you discover that you do, in fact, necessarily advocate for people having bodies. You are body advocates, folks. I know we don't like being called things, but it is extremely unlikely for any given one of you not to be a body advocate, by definition and in principle. And just because some human cheese wheel rocked up and called herself a fierce body advocate, that does not mean that all or any of those words are stained forever, and you have to pretend you've never had anything to do with those words. Especially if the human cheese wheel in question was nothing but a fictional stereotype deployed by your own worst enemies. I mean, are we learning anything yet?
In high school, I was one of those girls who was like, I would be so much prettier if I were thin.
I think you might have that in common with the rather dazzlingly overwhelming majority of girls and women there.
If I could just reach that one last level, my life would be perfect.
Ah, well, now you're starting to lose people. You'll find most young ladies are a lot closer to once I'm thinner and not working at McDonald's anymore, then maybe my life will perhaps be on track. Most people believe themselves to be more than one step away from perfection. Considerably more. I'm just trying to help you relate to, like, someone. OG style blogger and designer. As far as I know, OG means original gangster. I might be out of this loop, but yeah, no, you've described everyone on the internet there.
I was a target.
Your hair. Your hair startled me. It's very purple.
For people to make fun of or, bash.
Are you a seamstress? Are you a spinster? Because I may have forgotten the point of this video.
I didn't know what was wrong with me. Like, why was I so different?
You're not. Everything about you is traditional. Even your hair at this point. Yeah, clothes have been designed and manufactured by long lines of buxom wenches since the dawn of textiles, my darling. It's only in the past few years have the gay men started sneaking in and ducking your dudes. No wonder you're finally going off them.
Yeah, definitely there was like the stereotype of yoga where you have to be like kind of like the skinny, perfect body, bleach blonde kind of woman. I definitely am not that.
What? It's practiced as a form of exercise. Not to make any assumptions about your good self, my dear, but people usually do like yoga or Pilates or whatnot specifically in order to get fit and lose weight. How do you think you would fare as an advertisement for a gym? As the after model rather than the before? It's a bold business strategy, is all I can say. Self-love enthusiast. That's definitely not a job. Surely, absolutely surely not on anybody's Nelly. Is that something you could write on your passport? Self-love enthusiast. The word you're looking for is wanker. What's your story here? They told me I was too fat to be a wanker, but look at me now.
We're countering a lifetime of learned hatred.
Do people hate gingers? This question could probably be a video all by itself, but it relates here, so I'll... do people hate gingers? Or is it pretty much just children who hate gingers? Children can be pretty fucking sociopathic when you let them, but you can hardly charge a child with a hate crime, right? I still don't know how I would define a hate crime, but I think it at least requires a level of maturity, a theory of mind, similar to the kind that develops at puberty. I mean, if a child grows up and then forges a political career actively trying to strip ginger people of their human rights, that's, yeah, you can feasibly call that a higher category of offence, one you might label hate, who is so inclined. But I'd say a kid who bullies you in school and then grows up and goes, oh yeah, that was dumb, sorry. That kid hasn't committed any hate crimes. Or ever really hated anyone, right? Now, do people hate fat people? Or is it just children who hate fat people? Answers on a postcard to this address. This analogy was rather strained. I'll go back to the drunk one.
You can't love your body for what you hope it turns into without actively loving it for what it is today.
Very different from the AA strategy. They start off with admit you have a problem. Don't get me wrong, there's a transatlantic tramp steamer of things wrong with the 12-step program, but at least it has some sections that make more sense than this.
The only person who should be defining me is me.
And your doctor. Go to him.
Do it.
Or her. Him worked better in this instance because I've got doctor in my name. And my pronouns are him, shim, swim, flim, blim, all around the rim.
Fat girls can do whatever they want. There's my book.
You can do yoga, you can do rock climbing.
Any fat girls in the audience? Feeling patronised yet? Bloody hell, I would be.
Fat girls can run, fat girls can dance.
Fat girls can have amazing jobs.
I'm proud of you, though, for finally owning the word fat. Makes a lot more sense than trying to ban it, doesn't it?
We can walk runways, we can be on the cover of magazines.
Oh, well done, you!
Wear stripes, bright colors.
These are definitely not achievements. Guys, unless you are only just learning to walk and talk, it is not a point of sale to be able to dress yourself.
I thought I couldn't wear a bikini. I can, and I love it.
I'm starting to feel bad. I have no issues arguing with fat people, but I think it's important not to argue with the developmentally arrested.
We're not shy. We're not trying to hide. I am beautiful. I am sexy. I am everything.
And my organs are in perfect working order. I will live to a ripe old age without any complications. And I am totally, definitely more attractive when I'm drunk. Super best friends, pinky swear. So, you can aspire to drink as much as I do, kids. There is nothing wrong with this message.
There's no ignoring this when it walks in the door.
Skip.
Even if I lost 100 pounds tomorrow, I would still be Gabby Fresh. I would still be the same person I am now.
Why don't you take off the makeup? You'd still be the same person. No, that's different. Alrighty. So the neon gloss powder skin you're wearing over your face, that's all you. But the blubber, someone else's blubber?
My size isn't an indicator of my worth.
Really, it is for men. It absolutely is for men. The smaller you are as a man, the less you are worth in the sexual marketplace, at the very least. That's pretty much an all-time universal. Women are loved just for being individual women, but men are very much valued by the ounce. With sexually dimorphic, so there's not a lot we can do to change that, I'm afraid. Although I suppose you could be spending your time helping with the self-esteem of the short asses who were starved as children, but I'm sure this is just as important.
The bodies don't need to change. The attitude does.
I mean, that would make perfect sense if you were talking about short people. They literally cannot change their bodies to become taller. The only option available for short people is more confidence. But you're busy telling obese people that there's nothing they can do and it's everyone else's problem but theirs. Okay. Fuck me. It's like there's an Alzheimer's charity. Right there! And you're having a pride parade for Mensa.
I've spent so many years feeling uncomfortable in my own skin. It's time for me to be happy and never have to look back.
What are you going to do? Get drunk? I'll drink to that.
So go out in a bikini to the beach, go travel around the world, hit on that guy you think is cute.
Interesting advice. What do you plan to do if you get rejected? Are you going to blame it all on fat phobia? Or just the patriarchy?
You can be confident and feel good in your skin right now.
No, you can't. Self-esteem doesn't go from 0 to 60 just like that. It takes a fuck of a long time to develop. There is no miracle cure for this shit. Expect pain.
It's really up to us to change the narrative. And
It's up to you to change people's minds about you. But it's not up to you to change you. I think that doesn't sound quite right.
to share photos of ourselves, follow each other, and show each other that this is what women look like.
Oh, you think social media is a fun lifestyle that you've been somehow missing out on? Oh, well, it's not. It's a bleak web of revolting superficial narcissism. You have jobs. Just do them.
We are breaking the internet. Like, that's what we want to do.
Loving yourself.
Do you want to love yourself, or do you want to break the internet? Because they're not the same, and they're not causal. You know that, right? Loving yourself will not break the internet. A bunch of self-centered fat chicks with selfies are not going to leave Facebook buckling under your weight, going, oh my god, I've never seen egotistical fat chicks before. Does not compute. Yeah, no, you're far from it. You are social media's bread and butter. Specifically, it's butter.
Loving yourself is not a destination, it's a journey.
Really? Because I distinctly remember this chick saying this.
You can be confident and feel good in your skin right now.
So self-love is a never-ending journey with no destination, and self-confidence is an instantaneous destination with no journey. I think I'll take the self-confidence, please. That sounds much more like my cup of tea.
I am Jess Baker.
I'm Mary Lambert.
I am Gabby Fresh.
I am Valerie Sagoon.
I am Ashley Nell-Tipton.
And I'm a fat bastard. Fortunately, I'm not obsessed with being beautiful all the time. So it doesn't bother me. That is another option, in case you all were wondering.
Keeping it hot with all the right spice.
Best slogan ever, guys. Here I am. I wonder how many figures you paid for that. Like, clearly this advert was just here as a motivational ego boost, right? Just for the fat chicks. Did it work? Like, on anyone who wasn't already the kind of navel-gazing jackanape who would appreciate this kind of video in the first place? Didn't think so. This is a wank fest, folks. It's a wank fest you made up in a fantasy world, hanging from a dark forest of resentment. If you want to love yourself, at least don't do it in a reactionary fit against the people who hate you. Because the people who hate you are just children.
Took a minute to get you in my life.
More drink and I leave. I am a professional. Ladies and gentlemen, do not do this at home. There is a 99% chance it will not improve your life. Alright? Any risk you take is your own. Drink right. And don't fucking drive.